You probably hear the question a lot that what is there worth living for? But also, you might hear the question, what is there worth dying for? But probably you've never heard the question, what is worth living for after death? And this is what I want to get into because there's a lot of people out there who are just experiencing the world of the spirit, world of the source creation, but there's also a lot of people who are skeptics. And so the question I want to bring is what is the point on believing in something greater than this world? So my name is Jonathan Keebler. I've been exploring the divine of all creation for 11 years. And I don't close my door to any belief system. I'm open and I want to learn more. So I'm here to bring all of the experiences that I have for you. If you're new or you are in spirituality and you're stuck somewhere, then I hope that I can give you some value based on my own experience. And if you have value and if you have a perspective, then please, I would love to hear it because I'm open to it. I don't proclaim myself a guru of any any sense. I'm just some guy who is curious and open-minded. So what is the point of experiencing the world of the spirit? I have sought a lot of material things in my life. Here's the thing. I can't take any of that after I'm dead. And so with that mindset and with that approach, then my goal is to get as much as I possibly can while I'm living. Because when I die, that's it. There's no more. So I want to fully indulge in all that the physical world, the material world has to offer. And how do I do that? I I I chase everything. I chase relationships. Uh, I chase money, and like I've never had a lot of money. I mean, I've been okay sometime, but the what I noticed is that like when I was at a place where I didn't need more money, is me personally, I had no desire to chase it anymore. And when I stopped chasing it, then I felt like empty. What what's the point if I have everything that I need to survive and nothing that I get will come with me when I die. So then what's the point on living after you have everything that you need? And the only reason why I had this perspective is because like I grew up in poverty. I didn't have anything. And so I understood what was necessity and what wasn't. So there reached a certain point where, okay, I'm not poor anymore and I can make ends meet and get a little bit more. So let me just spend a little extra money to get stuff. And so I would, have Amazon packages arrive at my house and they would go into a dark corner of the house and they would just sit there and I wouldn't open it. And it got me thinking, why am I trying to get more stuff if I'm not going to use it? If they don't have any utility. But even then, when they do have utility, like what is the extent of use that I have for them? Like I have water, food, and shelter. And with with that being said, before I was able to, you know, uh, get everything I needed, then what else was there left? And before I did get everything that I needed, I didn't like I was always chasing that. And so um, this altruistic versus utilitarian perspective, like I was always utilitarian. I need more. I need to get money. I need to get this. And what happened was the relationships of the people around me suffered. They suffered to the extent that like, I didn't want to be around people. Like, don't talk to me. And like my face was trained to have that RBF so that I would looked and appeared and acted unapproachable. And that was by design because I was hyper focused. I need to get what I need. But once everything that I needed was fulfilled, and I woke up in a sense, woke up to and had awareness around like actual reality and the value of connection with people, then I realized that all of the relationships in my life were suffering because of this incessant need to get more. And I started questioning that. What, like, if they're not going to remember me when I'm alive because I'm just an asshole, then what can I do while I'm living? In this approach where I started pouring into people and trying to repair and build those relationships with a connection to the divine, I started to realize that most people also have been through similar challenges as this, where the need is to get money and not the relationships. But when we die, we don't get to take either one of us with us. And if that's the case, then we have to choose. Do we chase the things that we need to live, or do we pour into other people's life? And there's this idea of karma where where I die and I come back to life. I think this in Hinduism, the karmic wheel. And I come back at a later time, and all of the deeds that I did in my past life follow me here. And that may be true. I don't know, but I do know that none of that really affects me in this life. Like I'm here to live, period. So if I can't take anything when I'm dead and the relationships are empty that I'm with and I have everything that I need, then what is the point I'm living? And this is the question that I had to ask myself, like, what is my relationship to the world? What is my relationship? And when I found that, my relationship to the world is, I wouldn't say insignificant because I think that I make an impact, but like I'm just some Joe Schmo on the street. I'm just some dude that, like, I guess likes to share my experience with people. Anybody can do that. But like, what is the purpose of living? And then what is the purpose of dying? Can you seriously ask those two questions and answer them with complete conviction? And if the answer is yes, then you don't need to watch this video anymore. But if the answer is no, you can't answer either one of them, then maybe the possibility of connecting with something larger than yourself could be an answer. And that's my answer. And what I found is this connection to the cosmic universe grows the more that I connect with other people, the more that I pour into their lives, and the more I open myself up to be poured into from other people. And this is the revolving wheel. Like, this is how I connect. This is the cosmic divine nature of what humans are. Humans are designed to connect with people energetically, physically, spiritually. So we've explored what money is for me and like the dead end that it reaches, and then what the dead end as far as like only focusing on relationships. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that money doesn't have value, right? Because it does provide what I need. And I don't know if I would be able to focus on my spirit and growing and connecting to the divine as much as I can if my needs weren't met, because my attention would be divided and I would go and look for something. And then you have your 12 universal laws or the 13 universal truths, law of abundance, where all you have to do is focus on, and then you'll receive it. But that depends on what your values are. And my focus is typically on connection, human connection, and connecting to the divine. I'm not perfect at that, and I fail. And I get attached to things. I get attached to money, and I get attached to work and my hours, and how much free time I have, and I want to watch a show, or like, I get attached to these things every single day. There's not a day that goes by where I'm not like focused on something like that. But my center, what I'm tethered to, is connecting to the source of all creation. And I float off sometimes. but it pulls me back because the connection that I have with it and my desire, my deep-seated desire to be helpful. And that to me is worth living for. And it is worth dying for. And it is worth living after death for. Like I don't believe in something after death because it's a fact. I believe something after death because I want to believe in the eternal. I choose it. Now you might not choose it, or you might just be like brand new at this and might not know what to call it. But you don't have to call it anything. Just if you want to believe in something greater than yourself, then believe it. And if you don't want to believe in something greater than yourself, then don't. Like the choice is completely yours. And I'm not here to convince anybody. And I spent a lot of years rejecting people trying to convince me. I just want to share that, like, what's the harm in believing in something greater than yourself, your base needs, your desire to get money, your desire to have the perfect relationship, your desire to have the world serve you. What is, you know? And when we can look at it from this lens, removing these glasses, then we will find that I found that I am connected to the source of all creation, and therefore I am boundless and I can do way more than I could ever imagine me doing. And with that understanding, like, because it is boundless, because it is infinite, then I'll never achieve it. I have the perfect relationship now. I love my lady. I have the perfect relationship with my children. And it took a lot of years to get there. So those are achieved in the capacity of success that I saw it. And money on its fundamental level is an illusion to me. So I chase this infinite creation. And by chasing infinity, I will never attain it. And that gives me purpose. That gives me purpose. And because I know it from that lens, then I understand that nobody can attain infinity. And so whatever I can do to share with you, I'm going to do, because my perspective is also could be perceived as valuable to you, but your perspective is the most important perspective to me as well, because it's that piece of infinity that I haven't learned yet. So please share your experience with this, and if it, please put in the comments if you don't know where you're going or heading. Like, that's great, share that. But if you do know where you're heading, share that, because I want to join you on that journey, and I want you to join me on mine. A journey is when an individual seeks out a path for themselves, but an adventure is when people do it together. And I want to go on an adventure with you. I love y'all. Peace.